People always ask what's the salary you need to live comfortably in Dublin, but the truth is, it depends on one thing far more than your salary, and it is whether you're doing life alone or with someone else. There's a term for it, it's called the single tax. It's not a real tax, obviously, but it's the idea that living alone quietly costs you more, purely because there's nobody to split things with. And honestly, it's real. Rent is the big one, because if you live alone, you're covering a full lease by yourself instead of splitting it two ways. Not to mention grocery shop. Utilities can differ, but they often come with a flat-based charge, no matter how many people live there. For holidays, solo travelers get hit with a single supplement charge. On hotels and package trips, sometimes 50% more on top. And gifts. If you're single surrounded by coupled friends, you're often pay full price for wedding, birthdays, baby showers, while couples most of the time split costs two ways. Which means that if you live alone or you're single, budgeting well is crucial. And it's maybe more important than if you are in a couple. One thing worth actually doing something about, make sure you're claiming what you're entitled to through revenue. The rent tax credit, for example, it's worth up to €1,000 per year if you're renting, and it's shockingly underclaimed. Revenue literally said recently there are hundreds of thousands of people who qualify who never actually claim it. And if you work from home even some of the time, remote working relief lets you claim back 30% of electricity, broadband, or heating costs for those days. None of this fixes the single tax, right? But it's one more reason to be aware of your costs, budget, and all the money that you can claim back from revenue. So yeah, it's generally tougher financially if you live solo. That said, lots of people will still take the trade-off, because freedom has its own value, even if it doesn't show up on a spreadsheet. Tell me, do you feel the single tax in your life? And what's the cost that hits you the hardest? Send this video to someone who might need it, and follow me for more financial literacy content in Ireland.